Hello, friends, and welcome to Social Media Monday. I'm your host, Kerry, Knoll, and thank you so much for tuning into today's episode, How to Get More Followers on Social Media. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and bell notification. And if you like this video and get some good value out of it, please hit the like or thumbs up as well, whether you're watching this on YouTube, LinkedIn, over on Facebook. And as always, feel free to share this with anyone who might benefit from it or find it of interest. And if you have any questions or concerns, please leave me a comment. I'll do my best to answer them in a timely manner. If you don't have any questions or concerns, I'd love to hear from you anyway. So just put in something to let me know that you're here and you've been watching or you've been tuning in. So I'm going to hop on over here and get into this little quick presentation I have for you. So how to actually get more followers on social media. You need to optimize your social media profiles, number one, right? So you need to upload a great photo of yourself, and if you can, make it stand out. So it needs to be obviously, warm and embracing, and most likely have some sort of like I've added a red background to mine so that it stands out a little bit more on social media than just my photo itself. Post your elevator pitch in your bio, right? So let people know exactly who you are, what you do, how you can help, and why you want to help. These are the 4 things that you should put in any elevator pitch, whether it's a written one or a video version of it. And if you do this, this will allow people who are interested in what you have to say, investigate your profile, see what you're about, and then decide whether you're the right person for them, and whether they want to follow you or continue to get posts from you, etc. And then post a link to your primary website, because I know a lot of us have multiple websites, but you want to make sure that you're posting a link to the primary website that is congruent with your elevator pitch and what you have on your social media profiles in general. And then create a billboard, right? This is the header area of most social media networks under your account or profile, for your primary audience that has a very strong call to action. So this should also maybe reinforce your elevator pitch or your specific product or service that you might want to be offering or to them at some point in time. And of course, give them a call to action of what they should be doing. Most of the time you want to attract folks and then get them onto your email list so that you can communicate with them on your terms versus social media terms. So you're not at the mercy of the social media networks and whatever they may do. All right, so number 2, talk about your own experiences, right? Not necessarily everything you do, like, what you had for dinner, although sometimes it does work on Instagram, I guess, from time to time. I have never done that. But more or less what you're passionate about, right? What is it that you are trying to communicate via your social media channels to your ideal audience? So tell stories about your wins and losses. It's not, it's definitely okay to be vulnerable and share whatever it is that you might have struggled with in the past, or even if you're struggling with it today. But it's not always just about sharing, hey, look at me, I did all this and such. So definitely think about that. And then share what you're learning as you learn it. So if you're learning something brand new, like I've been always, I'm always self-educating all around the clock. I'm trying to learn as much as I possibly can all the time. And then I'm trying to share it with whoever is out there, like you guys right now, tuning in and listening to me talk about this stuff. I'm, learning it and sharing it at the same time. Be consistent with your posts, right? Consistency is the key to success when it comes to organic content marketing. So if you want to show up, and you do show up every single day at a certain time or certain times, that consistency will pay off in the long run, I promise, if you just stick with it. But it will take 6 months, a year, etc., to get there. Pick times that your ideal audience is most likely to interact with your posts. So if you can see that certain posts in your for your ideal audience get a certain amount of interaction or are posted by other people in your ideal audience at certain times of the day, it probably makes sense excuse me, to also post yours at that same particular time. For most social media accounts, posting at least once per day at a minimum is what I would recommend doing as well. Although if you want to post multiple times per day, this will speed up your results. You will get where you want to go a lot faster if you're posting multiple times per day, specifically if you're sharing really good value, wins and losses, etc., stories. You name it, and if it's a good thing for your audience to hear, it'll help you get there faster. All right, be intentional with your posts. Think about what your ideal audience needs and the most from you. If you're not sure, ask your audience, right? It doesn't hurt to ask them every once in a while whatever it is that they might be struggling with. Use the 80-20 rule. Keep your content about your passion at 80% with 20% of off-topic subject matter. So it's just because you are passionate about a certain subject does not mean that you have to always be posting only about that particular subject matter. You might want to also share some information about who you really are, maybe some stuff about your family, maybe something about other hobbies you have and you want to just make comments or post about it from time to time. Although I do suggest staying away from the political realm if you can. And then tell your audience what you want them to do, right? So in each one of your posts, a lot of times it's best to actually tell them exactly or ask them what you want them to do from that point forward after they read your post or watch your post, right? So something could be like follow me or click the link. Those are the two primary call to actions that you might want to ask or tell your audience to do from time to time when they are after they've read a post or they've watched a video that you've posted recently. And then ask your audience teaser questions, right? Ask questions that you would like to have a conversation about with your ideal audience. If I could read, I could speak better, but I can't this morning, so sorry about that. Yeah, ask questions that you would like to have a conversation about with your ideal audience, right? So if you were to talk to someone in your ideal audience one-on-one, what would you want to have that conversation about? So ask those questions to them so you can start those conversations with them. Ask your ideal audience what their biggest sticking points are regarding your passion or business, right? Usually we're referring to the passion here being a business, but it could be something else, could just be a hobby, could be whatever it is. I mean, whatever it is that it could be a movement, it could be whatever it is out there that makes sense for you. But, you can ask your ideal audience exactly what their biggest sticking points are, and you'll get some feedback, I'm sure. And then ask questions that create controversy and stimulate engagement, right? So it's never a bad idea to post, contrarian ideas or anything that you're making a stand against or with, and then asking a question in regards to that, because I'm sure some of your ideal audience will stand on one side of that answer an issue, and others will stand on the opposite side and answer that issue. So that a lot of times will get people to chime in or engage when they typically won't otherwise. Repurpose your content to other social channels, right? Use a social content scheduling software or service, maybe socialposting.com, to easily schedule your content days, weeks, or even months ahead of time, right? So this way it takes the burden of trying to figure out what to post and when to post it all the time off your plate. Usually it doesn't take much, if any longer, to copy and paste the content to multiple social media accounts. If you are going to do it manually, it's, if you have your social media accounts all open in certain tabs on your computer or whatever, it's pretty easy to just copy and paste things from one to the next if you want to do it that way. It just depends how you want to approach it or attack it. This one is probably pretty obvious, but it bears repeating. Remember, not everyone sees everything every time you post something. So just because you post it once today doesn't mean that everybody saw it or read it or watched it or whatever the case may be. So it's definitely okay to repeat content, especially good content, because people do need to hear it over and over again. And that's what this point here says. And people need to see and hear it over and over again and again and again. Okay, so don't be afraid to think that, or don't think you need to be coming up with brand new concepts and ideas to share to your audience all the time. It can be 8 to 10 really key points, and then just rewritten or represented or whatever the case may be at different angles, etc., so that it hits home a little differently each time it's posted. Maybe it hits somebody a different way the next time they see it. All right, that's it. That's all I have for you. Any questions about that, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them for you. I appreciate, again, as always, that you are showing up and tuning in today, even though it is Labor Day here in the United States. So appreciate that. So with that being said, if you are watching us on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and bell notification. And if you did like this video and get some good value out of it, please hit the like or thumbs up as well. And as always, feel free to share this with anyone who might benefit from it or find it of interest. And like I said before, leave me a question or comment. And if you don't have one, I'd love to hear from you anyway, even if it's just to say hi. So with that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you right back here real soon. Take care.